Hey there, Heather Ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming to yet another WHA video for Stone Cold Hockey 73-74. And we're looking at the fact that it's practically almost all but done in the East and West. The teams we know they'll make the playoffs, but the question will be on everyone's lips will be playoff positioning. Toronto and New Jersey are not going to make the WHA playoffs. It looks like it's New England, Cleveland, Quebec, and Chicago, but there is still some fights. New England's not safe from Cleveland, for example. Quebec and Chicago are fighting for that 3 seed. In the West, Houston's crushing it. They are pretty much got this one all sewn up for first place. Winnipeg, Edmonton, and Minnesota are fighting for 2, 3, 4. Vancouver doesn't look like they're going to make it. LA is basically done for. Bobby Hall leads the goal scoring parade with 53. Mike Shaker Walton's at 51. He's close. Danny Lawson, I think, was like 12th. Now he's third with 48 goals. Serge Brady, 46. Tom Webster, Ron Climbing, Wayne Connolly, and Mark Tarkieff are the only ones with 40 goals. Points wise, Mike Walton looks like he might be winning the points race. Gordie Howe and Andre Lacroix are fighting it out. Brian Campbell's got 100 points for Vancouver Knights. Penalty minutes right now is Corey Gallant, Doug Barry, and Jim Cardiff, like it matters. Jerry Cheevers looks like he's the best goals against goalie, with John McLeod and Al Smith fighting it out. Not a lot of shutouts, so my guys. It's weird how Jim Cloud's 13th with a 3.83 goals against. Pete Donnelly's a 20-win goalie for Vancouver. Joe Junkin might get to 20 wins. So he hasn't gotten the goals against. John Garrett's from Minnesota. Standings wise, everyone plays 78 games. Edmonton plays the most with 7 more, and many teams have 5 more. So there will be probably one more video after this. Points percentage is the same. Nothing's really changed. Quebec barely has more road wins than home wins, so the Chicago Toronto has more road wins than home wins. Minnesota's got a lot of road wins. Vancouver and LA are close. Highlights wise, we have 39 hat tricks going on. Danny Lawson put up a 4. Man, Danny Lawson, 4 goals against Edmonton, 3 goals against Quebec. He scored 7 goals in like a 3-game span. The top 3 matches Quebec Toronto for March 14th for Toronto was down 5-2 and then pulled off the game, won 7-6 in overtime. Quebec, Minnesota for March 9th when Minnesota was up 5-1. Were we there? No, we weren't. And then Quebec scored 5 goals in 12 minutes. Sure, March 14th. Yeah, I wasn't there. Was I? Yes, I'll be. And then the third start, Edmonton, Quebec, marked December 18th when Edmonton was down and seemingly out, but they pulled off. Tom Gilmore. Vancouver, New England, 8 lead changes. So we are going to the schedule. We're going to have a match between Minnesota and Houston. So Minnesota and Houston will fight it out tooth and nail. So yeah, Minnesota and Houston. Well, that game. Chicago, Cleveland, we can't because Cleveland's been featured. Winnipeg, LA. Well, Winnipeg's been featured, right, Jeffrey? Yeah, Winnipeg's been featured. Sorry, buddy. Quebec, Toronto. Oh, Vancouver hasn't been done. Oh, Toronto, Vancouver has not been done. Okay. Read this. Toronto, Vancouver has not been done. LA and Edmonton are going to get the rubber. I don't think it. Does LA play Edmonton? No, they don't. Nuts. Okay, well, we're going to have 2 games for you from this day, the 24th. LA will have to. Well, LA, I don't think we need to worry about it. Edmonton, we might join in late to see their playoff push. Anyway, Minnesota, Houston goes first. Houston looking good. Minnesota kind of looking okay. Look at it, Diamond. Minnesota, Houston. Don McLeod. Mr. Don McLeod will be your goaltending guy, WHA icon. Ring letter should run Glam behind him. Rutledge for King goalie, Ron Graham, who would birth his son John, who would be a goalie in the NHL. Mike Curran, your main goalie for Minnesota. John Garrett, future Whalers goalie, and Hockey in Canada color analyst. And Jack McCartan, who was around in 1960 helping the The Americans win the gold medal in the uh, Olympics. Yeah, it was him who was the main goalie who saw the Americans win the gold medal in 1960. They call it the Forgotten Miracle. Get Vicky. Jack McCartan. That can't be right. Have I been wrong the whole time? No, American. He's American. All right. Good. I fucking learned the whole time. Anyway, the Fighting Saints with Mike Shicker-Walton playing good hockey. Wayne Connolly, former Bruin. George Morrison, who's a good player. Murray Heatley, Ted Hampson, former SEAL. Jim Johnson, Mike Antonovich. Johnny Arbor, the policeman. Bob McMillan, future Leaf and Flame. Steve Cardwell, Mike McMahon, future North Star. Rick Smith, Cliff Christensen, Terry Ball, Gord Gillette, Bill Klatt, Bob Boyd, Dick Paradise, and Blaine Reitman. The Arrows with Gordy, Mark, and Marty Howell. Of course, this was the year they came in as a package deal. Larry Lund, Frank Hughes, Andre Hitz, Murray Hall, Jim Sherritt, Gordon Boza, Paul Papil, Ted Taylor, John Scala, Dan Grierson, Gord Kensinger, Larry Hale, Joe Sura, Gary Williamson, Jack Stanfield, Bill Prentice. Hawkstra. 3 minutes into the game. Very less. Gordy loves it. So do I. 4 minutes later. Okay. 3 minutes later. Action for Minnesota. Murray Heatley. No. Stopped by McLeod. 5 minutes later. Aggression. McMahon for 2. Gordy Howe gets hit. You don't do that. Houston was up 1-0, looking pretty snazzy. Ooh, snazzy now. I am 3 minutes later. Minnesota scores. George Morrison has 39th of the year. Mike Walton. Not a number you want to see. Unless you're really sick. Well, 69th assist. Jim Johnson, the assist. There was a Jim Johnson who played for Minnesota in the NHL, the North Stars, but not him. Is there a chance for Mike Walton? Shaker could do it. 3 minutes later. Is it a chance for Gertie? And a penalty on Houston. It's going to be Skella. No shot from Gallant. Minnesota Antonovich! Oh. 5 minutes later. Hit. 1 more minute. Chance for Hampson. No. And this will be the last point. Well, good day for him. Good score. His 35th from Hughes and Papa Howe. Getting the assist 2-1 Houston. 4 minutes later. No luck for Gordy to try to score a goal. Hit. Much later. Houston tries to kill the clock. Morrison will take a penalty. No shot. And no shot. Are they killing the clock? I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. His 32nd from Mark Howell, who's got a second of the night. Frank Hughes ices it because he's in the Minnesota's fits of 1,000 degrees. Well, Houston might be the odds-on favorite to be the WHA's legendary team. Well, Gordie Howe with a pair of assists. Mark Howe with 2 points. Vancouver will face Toronto. These two teams are not going to make the playoffs. Danny Sullivan and Gilles Gratton are in. Vancouver's putting Danny Sullivan, not the IndyCar icon. Gilles Gratton for Toronto. They're both out of the playoffs. Yeah, they're both pretty much done. All right, I'll put Blumman. Yeah, Sullivan. Vancouver's like, well, where was Sullivan in? Okay, we'll put Blumman. Toronto's like, fine, we'll put Frank Blumman. You don't really know. Brian Campbell, Denny Lawson, trying to get the goal scoring thing. Pye McKenzie, Colin Campbell. Yes, that Colin Campbell. Jimmy Jones, future Leaf. Toros, Wayne Carlton, former Bruin Gavin Kirk, known for his corn cob tradition. Guy Treche, former Leaf. Pat Hickey, future Leaf, I think. Brett Selby, former Leaf and Calder Trophy winner for Book of the Year. Carl Brewer, former Leaf. Here we go. Marshall Dillon, 24 from Carlton and Brewer, 1-0. Yeah, these two teams know they're not going to make the playoffs. Jets Skittles, Denny Malouche from Hutchinson and Mignor. Oh yeah, Dave Hutchinson, former Leaf. Or is it future Leaf? I think it's a future Leaf. 5 minutes later, there's 2 hits. 3 minutes later, Vancouver Skittles, Brian Campbell from Saint Savard, La Perriere. Blazers up 2-1. Vancouver trying to do it to Toronto. Of course, this game doesn't mean squat. 5 minutes battle aggression. Fergus gets hit, but they have a chance. Bignol, filet mignon, no. Much later, aggression. Toronto, that's hits. Killed the son of Donahue and Jimmy Jones. Vancouver takes a chance, though. Vancouver trying to take down the Toros once and for all. Much later. Action, nothing. Vancouver takes Burgess. Aye. Few more minutes. Vancouver Skiers. Brian Campbell has second from La Perriere. They're getting all the points, and Vancouver's crushing Toronto with fine powder. Toronto's just got nothing. Empty net, nothing. Vancouver against penalty, Campbell. But the puck goes straight to Lawson. He decides to pass to Mignol, and Vancouver ices it in Toronto. The Toros can't believe it. That game meant nothing. And like LA. I wanted to see if, well, LA and Edmonton still have to play a game. Edmonton's in New Jersey. We'll play a quick one. Yeah, we'll play Edmonton quick against New Jersey. Gary Kurt against Jack Norris. The Oilers really need him. They're fighting for second in the division. The usual suspect, Ron Climby, Jim Harrison, Al Hamilton, who's number 3, is retired by the Oilers, even though they did play in the HL. Blair McDonald, Rusty Patitude, Bob Wall, Ken Baird, Val Fontaine, Mr. Clean, Eddie Gio, Bobby Sheehan on that team, Roger Cote. The Knights, under the WHA, Kevin Morrison, Wayne Rivers, Ken Block, North Ferguson, good player, Harry Howell, fouls the games for the Rangers. That's Dark Future Kitchen Rangers exec. So Edmonton, 2 minutes into the game. Skier! Blair McDonald has 16. Blair McDonald scored the goal. E-I-E-I-O. His 16th for the year. He's a future NHLer. E-I-E-I-O. The back from Gilmore there and a pass for Craven there. It's now 1-0 for the Oil drop. Blair McDonald scored the goal. E-I-E-I-O. 3 minutes later. They scored. Jimmy Mack. My sweet Lord. Hallelujah. Jimmy Harrison, my sweet Lord. His 25th from Barrie makes it 2-0. 4 minutes later. Oilers take a chance? No. Bobby Jones should be the Masters. Wow, with his 84th assist. Amazing, 84 assists. Jersey, love it. Happy Gilmore. No shot. Shot this time, Harry Bet. Norris knowing what to do. Jets, Hamilton, Rivers, Captain. Edmonton, no. Goes for Edmonton Skiers. Kenny Barrett has 15. Blair McDonald gets the assist. 3-1 Oil drop. 2 more minutes. That's it. No chance for Brian Perry. No. 2 more minutes later. Everton Steelers. Rod Climbing his 43rd Climbing change from McDonald to Baird. McDonald wants to score points by himself. Continue the Steelers. Led is 29 from Falkenberg and Perkins. That's it. Jet, is that Jim McLeod? Yeah, Jim McLeod, the number 3 goalie. Jet McLeod out there. Let's go take us over. The airdrop and take down New Jersey. New Jersey can't score. There we go. Wayne Rivers is 37. Rivers fly. Fly, another assist. How did he assist for McClaw? There's a fight between Doug Barry and Brian Barretts. Well, the Oilers are down a defenseman. I don't think they mind. They're up 5-2. And that's what happens. The Oilers beat the Knights 5-2. I won an LA game. After beat Chicago. LA facing New England. Used to be Vancouver, Minnesota over New Jersey, and Cleveland over Quebec. All right, so we'll get an LA Sharks game in New England. Hogan sent the backup against Al Smith, who's known for his shutouts and all that. The Sharks have Mark Tardif, Gary Federuso, JP LeBlanc, Reg Thomas, Bart Crashley, among others, Ted Hodgson, Earl Hiska. The Whalers have Tom Webster, Larry Plow, Tim Sheehy, Tommy Williams, Jim Dury, Rick Lay, Brad Selwood, Ted Green, among others, Bob Charlebois. Whalers 2-minute penalty for Dory. Only takes a chance, no. But then the JP LeBlanc from Crashley and Haskell and the Sharks lead 1-0. They're basically trying to they're trying to help Cleveland out, kind of. I don't think they'll help Cleveland out. Gresham? He can't. Reg gets hit. And Carlander can't do anything about it. Blackbird does. Blackbird is higher. Call Mr. Plow. That's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow. Legal penalty by Earl. Wozniak scores from LeBlanc and Tardif. There's Tardif when you need him. 2-1. Fires from French and Blackburn. It was in 1980, didn't he? I remember. Carlander. French and Pearl make it 2. Never knew how they are. Who the hell the Sharks? Who the hell the Sharks are? Mosquitoes. JP LeBlanc from Federuso and Whitlock makes it 3-3. LeBlanc knows who he is. Mad LeBlanc. More like, haha. He scores. Brian McDonald scored the goal. E-I-E-I-O. Simriak made a big assist. E-I-E-I-O. Now it's 4 for LA here and 3 for New England there. Trying to ruin the Whalers' chances, but it's never going to happen. Brian McDonald scored the goal. E-I-E-I-O. That's it. From Derek. Time. I think the record is, 15 goals in one game? LA tried and missed. Last goal. Scores the first goal of the second period and scores the last one for French and Selwood. French has 3 assists in the period. 5-4. Hogan's out. Ian Wilkie's going to come in and... Or is he not? Oh. It should have been McLeod. Sorry. Jim McLeod, sorry. Wrong guy. Yeah, it should be Jim McLeod, sorry. Along comes Webster. So 3/3 from French. He's got 4 assists today. John French is putting up some assists. Numbers are astronomical today. And John Cunniff makes it 7-4 from Harlander and terrible technique. LA can't stop him. The CC hits second of the night from Paul and Lay. Maryland gets the worst team in the WHA. LA trying to score, but you can't. LA was trying to play with the big boys. They were up 4-3, and then they gave up 5 straight goals. French had, what, 4 assists in the game? Yeah, he did. Wow. LA played with fire. Only 3 penalties. But New England wins 8-4. So So we will have a Saturday thingy. We'll simulate all the Thursday games too. Get to the final weekend. So the final weekend. Wow, Cleveland's turning it on. They're only 2 points back of New England. Well, with 4 games left. So we know Quebec is number 3. Chicago has to practically win out to get the 3 seed. So it looks like Quebec will be number 3. Chicago will be number 4 if base whoever wins the East. New England and Cleveland are fighting it out. Toronto and New Jersey definitely are not going to make the playoffs. In the West, Houston's won the West. Winnipeg and Edmonton are fighting tooth and nail. They both have 3 games left. Winnipeg up by only 2 points. Minnesota is gonna Minnesota can't catch, so they'll be playing. So we know it's Winnipeg, Edmonton. The question is who's gonna get home ice. We know it's Minnesota, Houston, with Vancouver and LA both out, and LA pretty much being the worst team in the WHA. So yeah, 250 goal scorers. Holly Bolton, Lawson's almost at 50. Serge Bernier's almost at 50. We have 11 40 goal scorers. Here's McLeod and Smith. Yeah. Yeah, McLeod 6-14-2, and yet he's better than Donnelly or Joe Junkin. But yeah, 19 wins for New Jersey. Jim McLeod. So yeah, so it's basically going to be an New England Cleveland battle for tops in the East, and it's going to be Winnipeg Edmonton fighting it out for the division. We'll see what happens. Anyway, Jets, I'm going to do.